Živjo, I'm here, welcome to my channel, and we are setting up the books that I read for this month, actually previous month, for July. I love to read many different books, and also this little thing that I'm using, it's actually new. I wanted to try it out. I saw many content creators using it, and I got mine from TEMU. And if they still have it, I will try to find it and link it down below. And I like it so far. So that it's not like the edges are not sharp, right? And it just makes it really nice. But yeah, what I was trying to say is that I love that I'm reading many different types of books. As much as I like romance books get me out of reading slump. That's what I noticed. And yeah, I do read those a lot, I noticed this year. The washi tapes that I'm using are from a store called Teddy. I think it's more of a European type of a store. And these stickers are also from, no, excuse me, these stickers are actually from TEMU. I'll try to find them as well. Yeah, as you can tell, I was not exactly inspired what I want to do for a cover page, so it's fine. I constantly keep using these brown stickers, but I haven't found anything else, something different that I could add. But I'm fine with them because it's just me writing the books that I read. Now I'm adding a couple of stars here to prepare for later, and let's get with the first book. Alright, so for the first book, I got it from my library, and it is Something in the Water. And it is a crime, fiction, mystery, psychological thriller. It's about a couple called Erin and Mark. What would you do, like for example, you have an amazing man that you met in your life. He's perfect, your relationship is wonderful, now I don't remember, are they married? Yeah, they're married and they went to their honeymoon. And on that honeymoon, a storm happens, but they're fine, they're safe. But her husband knows how to dive, and she wants to dive with him. So they go out to the sea, and they found a briefcase that is like floating. It's basically nothing around them, just this suitcase, and they just grabbed it, and they thought they will bring it back. Maybe some, I don't know. They thought maybe since there was a storm, maybe it got lost or something, and they're gonna bring it with them. And they kind of thought, well, it came from here, like it was nothing here in the water, because they stopped and all of a sudden something kept hitting their boat. They saw this suitcase, so the husband thought, I'm gonna go for a dive to see what it is, and the wife, Erin, wanted to go with him. But I would not go down there. So many sharks. Hell no. But he went down there and they found an airplane that is wrecked. It's under the sea. And it seems, I don't know, should I call it fresh? Because that's what happened. Apparently when the storm hit, the airplane got hit as well and it crashed down to the sea. And they brought the suitcase back and they kind of left it at the lobby. At least that's what the husband said. In the end, they returned the suitcase and they are very curious to see what's in there. I think you can guess what's in there. A whole lot of money, diamonds, and a gun. So you can imagine that this belongs to something real, someone big. Maybe, you know, like gangsters, mafia, whatever you think. So here's the question. You know this man, your husband. What would you do when he turns? When you no longer recognize him? At first I thought, I never suspected the husband for something. I'm gonna say what? But yeah, he changed. And I did not see it until the end. It was an interesting read, even though it was some point I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. Maybe it wasn't the right time to read it, but it wasn't a bad book. I still enjoy it. The next book is Book Lovers. I have to say I do enjoy Emily Henry's books, and this one is by far my favorite from her. The romance in this book is so, I mean, the entire story is so good. So you have Nora and Charlie and Libby, Nora's sister. They're like the main characters in this book. So Nora is a very working person. She's an agent that works for authors, like editor, I believe. No, Charlie is an editor. I know she works with authors about their books. Now I'm not completely sure what her job is, but I know that her dream is to be an editor. So there was this one book that she was working with Charlie. They were working on this book and he wasn't sure that it will be successful or certain things that need to change, and Nora kind of pushed on and this book became a bestseller, like super awesome. And she wrote about the certain place that later Libby and Nora will go there, because Libby said she fell in love with this book and she wants to go to that place and they should go on a vacation to just relax. And Libby is, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 months pregnant, and she had like this list. I mean, Libby had this list for Nora to basically relax and to try new things, like go on a date with a local guy here. And also Nora was never lucky in love. Every time she dated a certain guy from the city and the guy goes somewhere to work for, let's say, a week or a month, and in some type of a little, I don't know, little town, and they just fall in love in this very simple girl, and that's what her little sister wants her to do. Maybe she is going to find better love in this small little town than in the big city. And that's why she said that she wants Nora to keep dating. But surprise, she meets Charlie there, and she was very surprised what he's doing there. And he said that he actually is from that little place. I forgot what it's called. And yeah, they keep like meeting. And her and Charlie keep meeting. She did go on a date with a guy, actually 2, but the second one was Charlie's cousin, who everyone thinks is such a perfect dude, but Nora's feelings are going more towards Charlie. In this book, it did make me a little bit emotional, especially more towards the end that it was going, because Nora noticed certain changes in Libby, and so did I. And I was thinking she's not gonna do what I think she's gonna do, because first I thought she wants a divorce from her husband, which apparently her husband is, how do you say, golden retriever, I guess, kind of a guy. And Nora just didn't know what to do. She saw changes and Libby doesn't talk to her, and this was just not for them to relax, but to spend time with each other, because they just can't. Nora is too busy with work, and Libby has 2 kids and the third one on the way. And when she thought that 1 month was over and she needs to return to New York, that was so heartbreaking. Like I said, this book is so wonderful. This one so far is my favorite book from her, so if you didn't read it, I do suggest you give it a read. And I read the 3rd book in the Twisted series, and this is Twisted Hate. Now I would like to know how you rate these books, like the Twisted series. So far, my favorite is Twisted Games, Twisted Love, and Twisted Hate. This one isn't all that bad, but there are certain things that I didn't really like. So this is about Jules and Josh. Jules is this redhead girl, super wild, and Josh is a doctor, an Asian doctor, and his sister, I don't know, do you say Ava or Eva? Anyway, his sister and Jules were becoming best friends, and Josh didn't like it because Jules was super wild, and he keeps thinking that she is going to get his sister in big trouble, which kind of did happen, but it was never anything like super bad. Jules heard him speak to his sister that she should get a different roommate, that she shouldn't be friends with this girl and all that, and Jules kind of heard it, and since then they've been in war basically. They don't like each other, they hate each other, and that's why later they get into angry sex. Basically, that's what happens, and it's messy, and a lot of things are happening, so yeah. But even though they kind of meant their relationship is just going to be about that, they kind of started to really get to know one another. They really never talked civil to one another, to even bother to get to know one another. But yeah, now they're starting to become kind of like friends with sex. But yeah, with Jules, her past is coming to haunt her, especially her ex-boyfriend. He's bringing bad news, and basically he's coming kind of like after her for her to steal a certain painting because he needs it, because that painting costs a lot of money. And I love that these books are so connected with the characters, because even though you think, oh, I read the first book, I'm not gonna see the rest of them, no, I like that. Also foreshadowing, in this book there's a certain character that was introduced that is going to be in the new series that Anna is writing. I think he is from, let me just check, Kino Rat? I think he's in that one. But yeah, there were certain things I really didn't like in this book. I like that they were starting to get along and all that. But no, so far this is my least favorite book from the Twisted series. I finally read It Happened One Summer, and I got it from my library, and actually, no, I wanted to get it from my library, but I didn't get it in time, so I read it in an ebook. Yeah, that's what happened. I read a different book that was almost 2 years, I think, from Tessa Bailey, and it was Window Shopping. Also, I really enjoyed her book. This one also, it was so much fun. I have to say, Piper, she's crazy. Piper is super rich girl, and she's doing nothing but partying, buying expensive clothes and all of that. And in a certain party, a boyfriend broke up with her, and she didn't want to look like, because people were looking at her, because that happened in a party, and she didn't want to go down like, oh, poor Piper. And so she did something even bigger. She did something really like another party, but she broke in a place and just keep inviting people. I don't know. And so her stepdad heard about the news, and he said, you need to stop. Your little sister at least has something going on, certain plans, and she's doing something. You're not doing anything. You have no dreams, no ambition, nothing, like no job, nothing. And so he's sending her to Westport, where she is originally born and where her father is from. Her dad died because he's a fisherman in this crab season. Apparently that's one of the most dangerous jobs out there. And for her not to go there alone, her little sister went there with her, and I don't remember her name. Great. And Piper was very happy that her sister went there with her, because I think she would have been a lot more lost if she went there alone. But yeah, she met Brandon. They didn't get along immediately, because the way Piper was looking at Westport is like, ooh, where the hell am I? And he just didn't like her because he could tell that she is this rich, probably spoiled brat. And she kind of was spoiled, but she wasn't exactly super bratty. She just didn't have any dreams or ambitions. But she did find him here, especially when they found out that their dad had this bar and they wanted to give it a makeover and to reopen it. Even at that time that she and her sister were working at the bar, she was getting closer with Brandon, and of course they hooked up. But Brandon had also a couple of things in the back, like he was wearing a wedding ring, and his late wife, yes, she passed away, he was still wearing the ring. Like he was, I don't know, I don't think he was just wearing it for his late wife. I think it was more towards her parents. He like having the respect for them, but I don't know, like they can't expect from you to be now single for the rest of your life. So he wants to give it a try with Piper, and they hit it off. Of course, as usual, there are a couple of problems and all that. Piper doesn't know if she should go back to Los Angeles or not. And her stepdad gave her like 3 months that she needs to stay there. And with a little bit of money, she's not gonna stay in this big house or a hotel. It's a small ass room apartment that she's sharing with her little sister. But yeah, she met a lot of people here. She even met her grandmother that she didn't know that she's even alive, because her mom never talks about that place. Her mom just doesn't want to go back to this place because of bad memories and the death of her husband, their father. I don't know, some people say there's a lot of dirty talk. Yeah, there was, but it wasn't all that bad. I heard worse. This was fine. So I really enjoyed this one. This was a lovely read. And the last book, it's That Lake. I wanted something different, and I found this one. This one has paranormal, suspense, horror, thriller. So this is basically also supernatural. So I have to really remember what this is about. So we have Sam, who she's a painter, she's an artist, and she wants to finish her work, like paint at least 8 paintings, so that she can give into a library. It's basically her career is on the line. And her uncle gave this place to her, like a little cottage far away. I don't know how I would feel if I would be off of civilization with no people around me for 2-hour drive until you get somewhere where people are living. Can you imagine that? I could not stay in that place alone in that cottage. No. But she did. She wanted like peace and quiet so that she can paint. And it's fine, but there's a problem. Because she caught attention of someone. Actually, of 2 things. Something supernatural and something real. There's a killer in those woods, and he has his eyes on her. Sam keeps every morning when she wakes up, she painted a very disturbing painting about a man, and sometimes a painting of a man with an bloody axe, and then like she's underwater, like you know when you want to get out of the water, like you're drowning, something like that. And she just doesn't remember painting these paintings, and like she was sleepwalking, but she was actually possessed by something to give her like alarm. Something is in the woods. This is what happened to me. This is the guy. Be careful. And of course Sam didn't know this until of course she started to look into it, go deeper into it. And this, oh my god, the cliche thing to do in like when you watch horror movies, especially teenage horror movies, what teenagers are like, these things will get you killed. And that's something that Sam did. You don't just run out of the cottage straight to the car, try to start the car. Of course the car didn't work. She's stuck there. He's not gonna let her leave. But yeah, kind of like you didn't think at all that you just went out of the cottage. You didn't even close the door. You didn't lock it. You did nothing. You didn't take any weapon with you. You had an axe. You can at least take that. And just going towards the car to get away. Like, no. Of course, there's a happy ending. Happy ending. She survived. But we get to learn about this man who is real and who is the supernatural being that actually helped her. It was an interesting book. It was fine. It was great. It was something different that I was reading so far. And yeah, I enjoyed it. Okay, we're back at the first page. And let's fill it up. So, Something in the Water, I gave it 3 stars. Book Lovers, 4.5 stars. Love that book. Twisted Heat, 3.5. It Happened One Summer, 4 stars. Dead Lake, 3.5 stars. And down here I added how many pages I read. I had 1 hardcover book, 2 paperbacks, and 2 ebooks. But yeah, this is all of the books that I read this month. I squeezed in another one in, so 5 books in total. Usually it's just 4, but this is it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed my little video, and I hope to see you in my next one. Ciao, ciao!